One of the most ironic terms is mortgage. And the reason is that is because that means death pledge in Latin. Mortgage means a death pledge. You literally own your debt until you die. A death pledge. Tell me that's not crazy. And if you're wondering what looks like I got tears in my eyes because I was just watching highlights of The Office. Remember The Office? So funny. Anyway, so and the whole, which is why I started thinking about this video, because Michael takes on a 10 over 30-year mortgage. 10 years fixed, the rest is variable, and Michael's having essentially a heart attack, saying, "I can't believe I'm gonna have a mortgage until I'm in my 70s." And Dwight reminds him, well, that he's gonna have a mortgage until he's in his 70s. And Michael's like hyperventilating, like, "Ooh, ooh." But it literally means in Latin a death pledge. And you're gonna have it until you die, huh? You always gotta remember a mortgage, by my friends. By the way, if you think about it from a bank's perspective, and any debt from the bank's perspective, the debt that you owe to the bank it comes up on the bank's asset side. All right, the liabilities of the bank are on your deposit products. Always remember that. So debts which you owe to the bank are assets to the bank. Liabilities, i.e., that that's a liability that you owe. You owe this to the bank, and so the opposite of liability is asset. Always remember that. So if you think about the term for a mortgage is death pledge. It will be there to your death. All right, and on top of that, you think about what an asset versus liability is in a banking relationship to you as a customer. The banks love lending money because that is an asset to them. Banks, the biggest amount of money they make is net interest income. Net interest income, NII. Now, and I've talked about this before, and I can't remember how it works anymore. Non-sufficient funds, NSFs, are a quick and easy revenue source for a bank, which it is what it is, man. It's freaking crap, but that's still not the primary driver of profits of the bank. It's net interest income, and that net interest income is the amount of interest they're charging on their assets. Liabilities to you, assets to them. When you deposit money in a CD, a time deposit account, or a checking account, a DDA, demand deposit account, that is a liability to the bank and an asset to you. So I don't understand. Lots of people have massive amounts of assets at the bank, and they also have massive amounts of liabilities too. And the net interest, and the bank doesn't care. They're like, look, we'll pay you 2% on your deposits, but we're going to get 5% on our loans to you. No one would do that in normal times, except for the fact that the deposits you make are liquid, demand deposit accounts. You can demand your deposits back, or time deposit accounts, which are usually short-term time, 30-year CD or something like that. So the bank says, look, we'll give you loan at 5%, but we're not going to recoup all that. We're going to get in chunks over the death pledge. But in normal times, if you didn't have a 30-year loan, you would never take 2% that the bank's going to give you and turn around and give the bank back 5%. No one would ever do that. No one would ever do that, except when it comes to the length of the note. You say, I will give you 2% I'll get 2% from the bank, but I'll pay them back 5%, but because I'm paying it back, it's still paying on an annual basis. You're paying 5% back each and every year until the loan is paid off. But because you're chopping up the amount in monthly terms over 360 payments, for instance, you don't see the pain as much. But if you just looked at purely from a perspective of net interest income to you, you would never borrow as much as you possibly. You'd never do that. You'd never do that. Now, I just read that from October 2020 to October 2021, the real estate has gone up 18.4%. So everyone and their mom's going to say, but Josh, how else are you going to buy a house? That's a challenge. I grant you 100%. It is 100% a challenge. And so, at some point, apparently, we're all going to have to take a debt. I get you. Oh, well, not all, but many of us are going to have to. Maybe we're buying too big houses, huh? We don't have as big families as we used to. Maybe their houses are too big. Ever thought about that? I mean, I'm talking, right, look at this thing right here, man. This is my house. 6 of us in here. But this is way bigger than my wife's house when she was growing up, and there's 11 of them in there. And so maybe our houses are too big. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But all I know is, if in normal terms, if someone were to say to you, make sure I'm going to snot my nose because I was just laughing up a storm. I guess I'm looking good. Snot free, huh? If someone were to say, hey, Josh, you deposit $200,000 with us, and we'll give you 2%. In the interim, we'll loan you $300,000 at 5%. Most people say, no, I'm not doing that. I'll take a $100,000 loan at 5%. But I'm not going to take $500,000 or $300,000 at 5 and only get 3% or 2% on the $200,000. No one's going to do that. But again, it's because they chop it up into piecemeal payments. That's the thing. Like car loans, they always say, "Oh man, yeah, for an extra $10 a month, this could be yours." Same thing how they upsell you into homes. For an extra freaking 30 cents per $1,000 of mortgage, you can get gold-plated freaking shower curtain rods. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they upsell you, man. It's crazy. You got to be careful of the upsell. But just always remember, a mortgage means a death pledge. And there's a reason for that. All right, let me know your thoughts.